So, um, I want to talk about how unfortunately you became ill and how that has now implicated on your bowls, and how it affects you now.
Listen, I'm diabetic, like an idiot, I smoke, um, and being diabetic, always have we have visits to diabetic nurse and things like that, and also podiatry, which is for your feet. So I went along there and I had a little bit of hard skin, which now and then they just shave off, and they thought I had a bit of infection underneath and started cutting away, which I did have an infection. And it turned out that the infection didn't clear because I had a blocked artery. Um, so they sent me to hospital. It was operated on straight away. They I've got a big scar on the inside of my leg where they took the artery out, turned it around, and put it in. And they said it was successful, but they don't know if it was in time to save the foot. So I had to wait. And, when I was in hospital, I was more worried about the year before that. I was playing in the Balcom, a three to
Okay.
Perry, and in
Yeah.
the Middleton Cup. And I was rang Ray to say, if you don't consider me, I'm not going to be ready for bowls. And they sent me a lovely card, all signed by the Middleton Cup squad at the time to say get well soon. So that was quite nice. But yeah, so it got an infection and I lost a couple of toes. And it didn't look like it was getting any better. I won't bore you with, there was a in trying to get better, I had maggot treatment put in my foot. That was strange, but it's medical, so whatever they suggest and you want to try. So I did the best to save the leg, but it went in the end, and I was in pain for months and months before this. And when they took the leg off, that pain instantly went. So then it was off to Roehampton Hospital, which is the Douglas Bader Centre, the old fighter pilot, in the film. What's that film he was in? Anyway, an airplane pilot who lost both his legs, kept escaping and all that. Douglas Bader, his name is. Anyway, I went there, and it was 6 weeks I was in there. And what they do first of all is you sort of walk up and down like the railings in a big puffed up bag, and then eventually they say, right, you're going to get fitted for your leg, and you get a leg, and then you sort of walking around with sort of crutches and things like that, and then you get a little bit quicker. But it's all about fitness. They, you can have all these. The sights I saw there was incredible. There was one fellow in particular. He had sepsis. He had no arms and no legs, and he fell out of his wheelchair trying to play tennis in this thing. It made but that man walked out of that hospital unaided, um, and he could lift a cup of tea with the
Uh,
machines that they gave him for arms, and I thought, "Absolutely fantastic." So I promised them in the hospital that, I'd play for England one day. Not there yet, but yeah, I owe them a lot. Getting a bit emotional.
I know. I know.
Because, yeah, I was fit as a fiddle when I left that place, you know? I had a six-pack. They really put you through it, but, you got fit, so because you haven't got the use of 2 legs now, all the independents go on 1 leg, so that's like, a lot, and if ever I've got any complaints, it's not really about the false leg, it's about the fitness of the other leg, you know? So, even playing bowls, you still have to be fit. You know when
Yes.
you're not fit.
Yeah.
If you can't get up, that's just like, and you're waiting for the end of the game, you're counting the ends and things like that. You should be looking forward to it and looking forward to the win and things like that. But yeah, I lost my leg, unfortunately, July the 1st, May the 1st, um, 2007, whatever it was. And that was it. But, as soon as I got I actually, when I was in hospital, I got a cave to pick me up. Tooting, the hospital was. Drove all the way to Ashford to watch my triples, Simon, Larry, and they got in Paul Greenslade, and they played Stuart McConaughey from Ashford. And I went over to support them, of course, in a wheelchair, and they won easy.
Brilliant.
But I had to get back, and yeah, I missed the bowls, I must say. But I told them in the hospital what I did, and they said, "What are you going to do? Have you got sports and things like that?" And I said, "Well, I play bowls." I said, "So I need to bend over," and I showed them how I'd bend over,
Yeah.
So I said, on my false leg, I need my toes to be flexible, and they've done that for me. So I've got, my leg and the toes are a little bit flexible, so I can get down and bowl. So they gave me these sort of little cushion things I could practice playing bowls with in the bloody hospital. But yeah, I eventually got out and had a few ends of practice and things like that. Obviously, nothing near that I could play in competitions. But strange enough, the following year I'm playing in competitions.
Right.
And,
Okay.
just sort of just tried to get back to it really.